Big show coming up. We reveal all the plans at the Cumby, and we have a massive guest joining us from Adelaide. It's the skipper of the Fremantle Dockers. Plus, Daisy, we break down plenty more.
Break down all the big action across this weekend's gather round of footy and the Profit Propeller. The boys are locked and loaded. This one's going to be huge. A gather round edition.
And the hotline. Join us on the Southern Gate near the bridge after the game Thursday night. You don't want to miss us. I'll be dressed up like the big fog, and Daisy might even bring his golf sticks just to let Corn know that it's all right to play golf. See you on the show. We are only moments away from Gather Round kicking off, boys. It's going to be the most exciting week of the year for all the footy fans. Have a look at the pipes on Wallace. Daisy in the vintage Pies jacket. They're going to be getting a little bit of belt to ass after Carlton gets it from Adelaide from my boys, the Freo Dockers. We have the Cumby set up on the Saturday. It's all happening. And Wall is finally going to join us, Daisy, to drink some of Bernie's barrel free piss and everything else that we have planned at the Cumby. How big's this week going to be?
It's exciting. Well, you are going to absolutely love it. Gather Round it's almost like schoolies for the footballing fraternity. Fans are everywhere. You can't go anywhere without there's activations galore, and it's just a really good vibe. So looking forward to being over there. And the Cumby last year on the Saturday, I had to duck off for work about 3 o'clock. We'd been there for, the better part of 3 hours. The joint was rocking. So looking forward to that again.
What time's it kick off, Tommy?
12:30 start. Get there early. If you haven't been able to secure a spot or a table via the link in our Instagram on Linktree there, just rock up. It's free entry, plenty of standing room, but it's good signs that most of the tables are booked for 3+. I think you can still get a couple if it's just you and a mate. But definitely rock up. It's going to be plenty of fun. As I said, free beers, free giveaways. We're going to have a propeller going, boys. So start getting your head around your own SGM. We're going to pull a leg if we have to, but someone out of the crowd is going to represent the whole pub at the Cumby. And if that gets up on the D's and the Essendon game, that's all going behind the bar, I'd imagine. So it's going to be humming. And not to mention, we've got an all-star lineup with Isaac Rankin playing guitar and all the boys from Adelaide, few Geelong boys and the rest popping in. So a great lineup.
And Thursday night, we kick it off, you and I. No hotline as such. We're live outside one of the gates at the final siren.
I believe it's the Southern Gate. Morgs, you want to yell out that again to make sure I'm correct? It is the Southern Gate.
Near the bridge.
And I'm dressed up as the fog. I don't know if I should be telling everyone me punishment, but I might as well. I'm going to be dressed up like a pelican, and I'm looking at Wall. Who's he remind you of at the moment? Because I wish I was
Arnold
prepped.
Schwarzenegger.
Thanks, guys.
He looks like a former full forward for the Crows. Well, he's the blonde.
Scotty Walsh.
Scotty Walsh. Yeah, that's got a bit of the pipes about him.
We went to Bulldogs for a while there too. Kicked a few goals. But
Look at the setup on those
mate. Well, I've had people message me when we've done our promo photos, and they go, "Is there a bit of AI going on with Wall's pipes?" It's not the case. He's just standing next to me and he's looking unbelievable. So we're going to have a lot of fun, and we can't wait to meet all the aces in the wild that have definitely been getting into the DMs here because we've got some stuff to pop in. All right, boys, I get a big talent on the show every single week, but this might be the best talent we've had all year, considering the heroic Superman-like smother on the weekend.
Wardlaw.
Not Georgie Wardlaw, mate. We have
one.
the skipper, Alex Pearce from Freo Dockers, joining us. Good on you, Moose.
Thank you, Train. Thanks for having me, fellas.
Well, you're keeping it nice and low-key. Look at that. Is that Jack Gunston or Jakey Melsham, that mature, wise head, just that flat line, not too high, not too low? We see you joining us in Adelaide. Have you gone home yet since that smother?
Yeah, we have. We all flew home the next morning, actually, and then I've flown back a little bit earlier. I had something for the AFL today, but the rest of the fellas arrive later this afternoon. But, back home for a little Easter break and get together with the families, which was nice. But, a lot of Adelaide time this past week for us.
We love that. You would have caught up with our great mate, Jackie Mammoth, the slug Hanneth, I'm sure. But, mate, just quickly, let's just kick it straight off of last week before we talk about the Pies this week. How many DMs did you get? How many followers increased? How many text messages did you have when you walked off the field after that unbelievable smother?
Well, to be honest, Tom, I had 20 from you alone, which filled the message box. There was being a Friday night, if you do something on a Friday night, you get a bit of attention. So there's been a bit too much carry on for my liking, Train, but we've moved on, back to business, took the 4 points, now on to the next one.
Oh, come on, mate. Lighten up, would you? You just did it's the greatest effort since Heath Shaw just chased down Nicky Rewald. One more from me before I palm off the boys. But are you allowed to wear a shin guard on your wrist? I mean, that thing is just...
That'd be a wrist guard.
it's as big as I've ever... Is that why you got the smother? I mean, how are you rolling around with that thing? You had 9 spoils on the weekend. It should be illegal, that thing on your wrist.
I actually had a couple of opposition players come up to me and just give it a little tap. And I think they're little worried the damage it can do. It is a bit of hard plastic, but like I broke the arm a couple of years ago and I've just had a little complaints with it. So look, it hasn't done any damage yet, but it's got the tick of approval. Don't worry, it's been through the AFL and she's all good.
That is one thing you do have to do, is make sure the AFL tick it all off. Like, they have to see it. They don't just have a look from afar. They go and knock it on shit. So it's all above board. Don't worry about that. Hey, what is it with that ground and you having massive moments? Because this isn't the first time we've seen you save a game.
Yeah, look, Adelaide's been good to me these last 12 months or so. Look, I don't know, once to Adelaide and once to Port Adelaide. I was a bit nervous coming in on the plane today. They've got both fan bases not too keen on me. But look, they've been you don't get many highlights as a full back. So to be honest, to have 2 in the last 10 or 12 games or so, it's been very nice. And I'll take it. I'll take it when I can, because there's plenty of low lights when you can give up match winning goals. But like, all of this attention for just a little smother. They don't get a stat for it, but look, I'll take it.
So take us into the rooms after the game. Obviously, a terrific win from your club, but the cocker, when he had you, he called you into the room. Did he highlight that effort? Because I know, look, from all the people watching, it's the one thing that stuck out over the whole 120 minutes of footy. But surely the coach wrapped you up a little bit.
Oh, he gave me a little plug towards the end of his speech. He keeps things pretty level, Jay. I was talking about the process and getting back to our footy and all this kind of stuff. But he did sort of give the skip a little pat on the back at the end, which I gladly accepted.
And so you should have bloody well deserved. Hey, can you tell us a bit about Murphy Reid? The kid looks like he's made for it. And when you speak to, I guess, the scouts and some of his junior coaches, it wasn't always the biggest rap on how he played the game. He didn't really have that athletic profile, but he looks like he's genuinely taking the mickey and played north for 100 games.
Yeah, he's incredible, isn't he? I think like how he performs in big games and big moments, that's what I was most proud of on the weekend. I think he's had a good start to the year. I think there's big expectations going in after last season and some of his work in the preseason. And I think he's been good this year. But on the weekend, just his ability in that last quarter when it was, she was hot and it was on, the pressure was high. We'd given up a big lead and we were clearly feeling the pressure at certain moments. And for him, like, you just see he gets the ball and spins out of tackles and just finds a free player. Yeah, doing things that 100, 200 game players do. And for him as a young bloke, he's an incredible talent, and he's just he's become such a crucial part of our team. And we're relying on him in big games, in the biggest moments, which is incredible for a 19, 20-year-old. But he's certainly a good, a great teammate already.
Let's talk about your teammates, and let's go down the other end of the field. We got the big kahuna and we got the big Voss man that just get the chest out. Amos is coming alive. He's a bit skinnier though, Amos, even though he's probably put on 20 kilos since he arrived. But Moose, when you play on the boys in pre-season, how strong are they? Like, we're hearing some of the numbers, obviously the big pony just throwing the bench press, squatting the house down. But how strong are those boys, and who do you not like playing on the most out of them?
Oh, look, they are, they're strong. So they're gym strong, especially. Like,
a little whack from the skip.
He's gym strong. He pumps good numbers and he makes sure everyone knows about it. That's for sure. But he's the different type of, when you're wrestling in the cage train, actually you probably don't know, but he's a little different. But no, they're playing good footy, and we've loved Bossy since he's rocked up, because he's just the way he goes about it and how they're, like, the intent and aggression that he plays with. And I know that all you guys watching love seeing that come to life. And I think it's intimidating for opposition when you've got Tracy putting his knee through packs and you've got Vossi letting people know about it. Now Jai's joining in on the action. It's good fun playing on them at training, because they're competitive and they're good players. But I'm glad I don't have to do it for 4 points.
Well, you're good mates with Ed Langdon, and I just want to get your thoughts on when Vossi nearly threw him out of the stadium. Did the coach address that and say, tone it down, Pony, or did they love that?
No, I think that was fine. There was a couple other things during that game that we just might have said, just like, okay, Patrick, let's just keep things things under wraps, but I didn't mind that one. Our man Ed didn't love a hard ball back in the day. He's a bit more inside now than what he used to be, but he might be, hovering on the outskirts a bit more now that he's getting suplexed by opposition players.
Oh, fantastic. Now, in terms of how you're travelling as a whole unit, you've got the 3 wins. So we've got a smaller sort of sample size of season 2026, but you feel like you're really positioned well to have a crack at the pointy end of the season compared to even last year? Because obviously there's been a lot written over summer about the expectation on Freo and whether they're going to take that next step to be there at the end of the year. But how do you think you're functioning as a team and what's the coach sort of saying in some of the reviews?
Yeah, look, we're clearly very process driven. It's all about how the type of footy that we're playing. We could have easily lost that game in the weekend. A couple of things go differently, and we're 2-2. But I still think if that were to happen, we'd still be really well placed with the type of footy that we're playing. Last year we had a decent season and made a finals, and we're sort of thereabouts. And that was off a really slow start where we took a while to get into it, and we found some form late in the season, but potentially left ourselves a bit of work to do and sort of lacked a little bit of maturity in big games. So something we spoke about is making sure that we're into our work right at the start of the season and just playing good footy. We can't control what the win-loss is going to look like, but if we can start developing our footy early, it's such a long season. We're clearly not playing our best now. We're going to build and get better and better as the season goes on. But I feel like the large parts of the season already, we've shown that we've been really hard and tough around the contest, and we're defending quite well. Probably what's spoken about is our forward line and our ability to score, which sort of like everyone in the competition has increased. But I think, I'm pretty comfortable just with what we've been able to dish up on the field. Yeah, it's led to us being in a nice position on the ladder, but it's so early for that. But we're clear that we've got plenty of work left in us, and we're just going to build each week. But I feel like you give yourself the best chance when you get into your work early and start touching on your best footy, and then hopefully it builds and builds, and by late in the season and hopefully come finals time, we're really playing as well as we can.
You kicked 100-plus points in 3 of the 4 games. You come up against the Pies this Friday night. Looking at it externally and sort of casting the analysis button over it and the brush over it, I think if you guys can score, obviously, with some sort of freedom, it's going to go a long way to winning the game. But are you concerned at all that they're going to try and shut it right down and there could be some frustration? How have you gone into planning for this week?
Yeah, we're aware they're quite strong defensively, and they do like to roll some numbers sort of behind the ball to help, and then that's how they can start a lot of their ball movement. They're attacking halfbacks, and they can really hurt you when they start their ball movement from their back half. So we'll see how the game goes, but like with any team that sort of rolls a winger back or gets some numbers behind the ball, you need to be able to be smart with how you use it, not just kick it back to them and let them start their ball movement early. So we're aware of that, but we also back our forwards in, and they're playing really, really well, and they're scoring, but also putting on great pressure. You touched on the big 3. 3 big fellas that we've got up forward. I love the goals they're kicking, but they're a seriously high pressure players, and there's not a lot of key forwards in the comp that do that. So I think that really, really helps us with that forward unit, how we defend from our back half as well. So it's going to be important. We know that Collingwood will bounce back after last week. They were a bit disappointing and got beaten around the contest, so they'll definitely fire up and be strong in the contest. And we're aware of their defensive aspects of their game.
Yeah, Moose, speaking of rolling numbers back and talking tactics, we just saw last night on Channel 7 that the Freo boys rolled 7 back behind the ball late in the piece.
Smart.
A good friend of ours, Zach Dawson, always said, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Is that what you were doing there as skipper? Or talk us through what happened there, mate.
Oh, look, I was as surprised as anyone to look up as the ball was getting thrown up and see that we had a spare in our backline. It's an interesting tactic. Look, I honestly don't know what happened, really. We spoke about it during the week, and it was just one of the only times as a defensive group we didn't actually come in together and sort of connect like we normally would. So, look, no one saw it. It's to be honest, I'm not sure how much of an impact it would have had. If the umps would have seen it, they just would have caught a warning and got someone back. look, they had an extra winger which they could have used, which could have hurt us. But yeah, the way the rules are at the moment, it doesn't. I don't think it played a part at all. I don't mind the idea of just get rid of that warning and just paying a free kick straight away, which then obviously would have hurt us. But I'm not sure. What do you folks reckon?
Well, that was going to be my next question. Yeah. So I think that sort of seems like a logical fix because you don't get warnings for overstepping the mark. You don't get warnings for running through the protected area. So you'd be happy as a current player if they just scrapped it. If there's a bugger up, it's a free kick out the guts?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you, like for us, that's a big error for us on the weekend. And if we were punished for that, I'd have no problems with it. Like we've had the rule in place now for a while. So we know what you need to do. So I wouldn't mind it. But I'm glad it's not there for now, obviously.
It's actually good that you did it because teams could do that in a big final and just cop the little warning. And that's how you can reset and get a little bit more time to talk tactics. So you're a man of honesty and integrity there, Moose. Yeah, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. That's what our man used to say, only when we played board games and that lot. But it was good to see on the weekend. Let's turn our attention to the Pies, as Daisy said. Can we see the big Moose man go forward and do what he did against Port Adelaide and say, boys, we need a goal. There's a minute and a half left. Let me go down there and show you how to not only take a big clunk, but just kick it straight, Moose. You're kicking them straight when you get down there.
Yeah, look, hopefully it doesn't come down to that. But Josh Tracy was giving me a bit of shit during the week, actually. He said it's been a while since I've kicked one, and I am due. So look, I'll be always hovering around. Look, I'll take the opportunity if it comes, but we'll see. Hopefully we're 10 goals up and not needed. But
are you going to tag Dacos if he plays? Nick?
It's a good question.
What do you think? Sorry, I don't want to give away the plans.
I feel like we'd have I don't think we've tagged this year. I think we'd look after him at stoppage, though, I would have thought. Yeah. Wasn't briefed on that one, what to say to that question, but I would have thought so. I mean, you've got to look after him, don't you? Like
you can't play the straight bat, mate. We need a bit of we need a little Gilchrist out there just hitting some sixes and just get something out of your boots. But let's be honest, if you said you're tagging Dacos, I don't think anyone would really bat an eyelid because he is a superstar and he has a week off. So if he is fresh, he needs to be tagged.
Yeah, he does. I should have asked how you're going to curb his influence, and he said probably following him around at stoppage. That's probably a little bit of a one. The half volley.
I would have thought that's a... Yeah, I would have thought we'd have a look at him at stoppage and make sure there's an arm across. Like I'm no midfield coach, but that's what I'd be saying.
Well, I can guarantee you, if you don't do that, you're going to lose the game. So just make sure there's somebody going near him at some stage.
Boys, that's all I've got. I just, unless you've got anything else, I don't want to ask the great man too much. I've got to make sure he's fresh going into this game because I've got the Dockers winning.
Is it too self-indulgent of me just to ask you to pull the hair out of the bun?
No,
You did the interview post-game, and my goodness, I was sitting alongside my mother. I'd just driven down from doing the Good Friday game.
Look at it.
Oh, look how long the locks are, Moose. What are you putting through there? Is it Garnier? Is it
look how gorgeous it is. It's got volume. It's got a little bit of a wave through it.
Can't give away my secrets, Train, but there's a little bit of product that goes in. Just being blessed with nice long hair, so that's it.
That's fantastic.
No, we had a former teammate that Cam Sutcliffe, who's got no hair, who's now at Port Adelaide, and he'd be dreaming of having those locks. He'd be dreaming of that stuff. The head coach, Matty Nix, he'd love that. Mate, gather around on the way out. Unfortunately, are you staying over? We've got our big event on the Saturday. Are there any Freo players staying over that I can just start calling after you give the Pies a little touch up?
Oh, we've got a couple of Adelaide players. I'm not sure if they're staying. Look, I was a chance, but look, it's a great weekend for footy fans. Clearly, like the atmosphere and everything that goes on. But for an actual footy player to walk around the streets with this many footy fans and that much attention is not really my cup of tea. So I'll be getting well and truly clear of Adelaide and settling back into little South Freo where I'm not bothered too much.
Love it, mate. Man of the people. You told me you've changed. The skipper is just just staying away from the people.
It's business, mate.
It is business. Well, you just keep doing what you're doing, Moose, because you're on fire.
Well done again.
And you know, I know your story better than anyone. You've done some hard yards in the past. You're now the skipper of Freo. You're leading them very well, not only on the field, off the field. You're doing incredible stuff for the AFL over there with the mental health chat there. And, it's really exciting times, and we appreciate you popping on the Aces AFL show, mate. All the best this week and for the rest of the year.
Thanks a lot, fellas. Appreciate it. Have me back on whenever you like.
Oh,
Cheers,
there
mate.
you go. Alex Pearce joining us live. Thanks, Moose. We appreciate you. What a man. And while I was just thinking about hair, you've got the long locks, you've got the pubes. Would you always use the same product?
Oh.
Or?
Does yours go up if you let it go?
Yeah, I did. I got a cut the other day, Tommy. Mine grows up and out and round, and I can't really control it. But geez, I am jealous of that.
And I reckon his phone would have blown up last week because I was one of the first ones to light up the WhatsApp and put a little AI Superman kind of imposed with a cape and the smother. It was elite.
And post game, obviously, I ran straight to him to interview him how it all unfolded. But he was so breathless. It took him about a minute to compose himself to be able to talk because he was running that hot. But
when the hair's out though,
I know.
God, that is
It's
a
a fair
gorgeous
mane,
amount of hair. As soon as that bell went and he's sitting there talking and the hair's
How's
out.
the locks? The
my
mane.
A bit of Garnier Fructus about that
A
one.
lot of
isn't it?
Garnier
Yeah, Pantene Pro V, I
I can't
reckon.
believe it's not butter.
Anyway, well, what do we got next?
Now, what do we got? We got Aces in the Wild.
Oh, they
Now,
have been red hot.
We
lately.
love your voice memos, so please keep sending them in. They're now up on Linktree. But we're going to throw to Jake, who's a Roos fan, who just kept things simple.
Not a Blues fan, but the Roos.
There's yep. That's the definition of keeping it simple.
There we
Short
go.
and
That's
sharp.
our best voicemail, Morg. Someone needs to be shot. What else we got?
Yeah, but then we got Chuck from Arden Street who let rip.
G'day, boys. Listen here. The Kangas are making finals. I don't care if it's round 2. I've seen greatness. It isn't a rebuild. It's a takeover. Train, stay on the Kanga train, mate. Don't even think about getting off. We're going straight to September. Daisy, I don't want to hear about it anymore. All that no good chat. Where are you now? Where are the pies? Silent. Absolutely silent. Build the statue, book the parade, cancel the season. The Kangas are making finals.
That's good. I don't mind
Chucky
it.
boy goes
Personal
bang.
attacks. And,
I love a delusional fan with no idea.
Build a statue.
think-
Who are you building a statue of?
Cancel the season.
I think they're the best type of fans, ones with no idea.
Oh, the Chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually round 4 and he said round 2. That's
Yeah.
when you love. That's how up and about they are after that win.
No.
So you should be.
That's good. Now, we do have an ace who have won that Melbourne Demons
Oh,
kit. Do you
yes,
want to
we
go into
have
a bit
the
of detail
jersey
about
giveaway.
that? Yep.
What a week to do it, by the
Oh,
way. We got the Roo on the pod, and he's going to cut sick this week. I reckon he's got a good matchup against the Dons. This jersey that is signed by the whole club is just, it's gone up a little bit like Wall's stock portfolio, and it's flying. And we have a winner. We had a competition on social media, and we want to thank everyone for getting around, and we want to do more of this because you guys loved it. So, boys, a little drum roll for me. The winner of the signed Melbourne jersey is going to go to Jackie Arno 580. Congratulations, mate. You are the
Jackie.
recipient of the signed jersey, the Gather Round Special.
Fantastic.
It's hanging up behind us. We'll make sure we get that to you in the mail. But thank you so much for commenting. Some elite comments there. Just went bananas. Angus Brayshaw's grand final performance flew under the radar. Maxie Gorn's final performance, that prelim was all time. He just went bananas, really. Mitchie Hannon kicking the sealer in 2018. He had that many moments that we thought we've got to give it to you. So well done, mate. You look like a real true D's fan, and we can't wait to send that jersey to you. And thank you to everyone that got involved, Wal.
Yeah, fantastic. No, it was great. And again, thanks for Rui last week who got on the show and presented it, obviously, with esteem.
Now, we need to turn up the heat here, Tommy, because we want to figure out what the spiciest match is going to be of Gather Round.
Oh, the spiciest match. Well, there's plenty of spice. I have my eyes on the Sun Sydney because I was disgusted as much as you were. Obviously, we have the Propeller segment, but it's one of those ones where I'm starting to, you have the real or reach on the review, and it might need to be on there next week if the Suns get blown out. I think they respond. They get Norwood, they get Rao back. You know, he played last week, but he gets another game under his belt. But the midfield got really touched up, and I just reckon they got a little lesson from Melbourne. This ground will help them with the contested nut, but Sydney are flying. I can't believe how good Heaney come back off a hamstring.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't he?
Charlie, so this game, there's heavyweights everywhere, and this will determine how well the Suns are going and all that hype that we've been giving them. I reckon they've been starting to drink their own bathwater, which we all like to do. Don't get me wrong. So this is a reality check, and I reckon that's where I'm looking.
If I have a bath, I'll have a shower after.
Sweaty?
I just don't know. There's just something about bathing in your own filth after a certain amount of time.
Oh, you wouldn't call it filth, would you?
Yeah.
Maybe if you played a game at Druin like our man
Anyway,
Hayes.
I'm going to go to we're talking about spice.
Can you believe it? We're talking about spice and hot tubs?
We're going to talk about spice. Now, I know this is rinse and repeat, and Carlton's the topical club, but
yes.
the Thursday night, we're going to call it a blockbuster for spiciness because Adelaide haven't started the year very well. They're currently sitting 13th on the ladder with the 1 win. So they're going to be, talk about flat track bullies, they're going to go in with the most aggressive attitude to want to stamp their authority on Gather Round. And then we've got Carlton, who have been bashed from pillar to post in the last month of footy. I just think that this has the potential to be a massive blowout. And the line goes up at 33.5 points on PointsBet. I reckon it'll well and truly clear that. I reckon Adelaide are just going to throw the kitchen sink at Carlton. And we know how bad and how poorly they performed in the back half of games. I just think this is going to be spicy because everyone's going, how much bleeding is going to be done
The
in this
line's
football
so
game?
wrong. I can't agree with you more. I didn't give my line, but that was one of them. I had two. I'll come back to my line after Daisy, but it's belt to ass. This is the worst matchup possible. No Wiedering, no Haywood.
Mm-hmm.
You've just been beaten by North. You've just blown all your half-time leads, three-quarter time leagues, even the last quarter leagues. You go up against a team that you're calling bullies. They need a win more than anyone.
Home deck.
Home deck, home crowd,
Stars
and
everywhere.
Gather Round. They're kicking Gather Round off.
I know.
It's the most hostile environment possible.
And spicy.
It's as spicy as it gets, but how many points?
I don't know. I'm thinking double that at least 10 goals.
I've got 70
minimum.
points.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, this is how much we're in sync at the minute because I had 2 games down. Started with the Blues and the Crows. Second, Sydney and the Suns.
Oh, there you go.
We are drinking from the same bath.
We are drinking our own bathwater and then having cold showers afterwards.
I just again, unfortunately for Carlton, a Thursday night, all eyes on. There's no other games that people may, choose the other game over, and then they've got the whole weekend to get bashed. So, look, it's going to be spicy, and there's going to be an outcome either way. Because if it's a close game, well, then Adelaide, where do they sit?
Yeah.
Are they as good as they touted? They finished on top of the ladder last year, and there's question marks over
It's going
there.
to be fun at the end of the game.
Oh, it's
I
gonna be really
can't
fun.
wait to
Yeah.
tune into your
I
guys'
can't wait to talk
hotline.
about our hotline Thursday night, SGM. I don't think we'll need to pull a leg. Let's just keep it simple and go all Adelaide blokes to score goals and all the Carlton halfbacks to load up because they'll be kicking the ball in and chipping it to the pocket all day long. I've got one more line that I want to just have every
Please.
bit of.
Go.
Geelong, minus 45.5 against West Coast. Mate,
Norwood.
Geelong played very poorly in the eyes of their head coach as he joined, I think it was 360 or whatever, and
He was a
talked
bit
about.
filthy, wasn't he?
Yeah, and you know what? I don't have a hat on, Daisy. You tip your Masters hat, which will get a selection. Tip your hat because he is honest. He talked about the top 10 and how he had a little crack, but it's just great and refreshing
It's
to see.
raw,
coach.
isn't it?
It's what we want.
Yep.
There's no point being the politician up there and telling everyone what you got to say. So love that. But he also said we didn't play well. And he gets to go over to Adelaide and they get to play West Coast that's coming off a 120-point loss to the Swans. The line at 45.5. It'll probably move 20 points by the time the game starts. It's one of the best ones of the weekend outside of Adelaide. So they're my 2 favourite lines.
Well, I love that you are giving your own perspectives because our good friends at Statmate, they've gone to Gather Round and they've found some special markets for people who dine out in this particular round. So we've got some unique markets.
Yeah, I'll start with the Melbourne v Essendon. Now, Zachy Merritt, boys, we love him on the show. He obviously hates Essendon, but he loves Gather Round. Now, his last 3 seasons of Gather Round, 35, 36, 37, and counting.
and had 30 and 7 last week where it only had 10 at half time.
Yep, so here are some of his last 4 games against Melbourne. Again, he's had 41, 35, 25 and 37. So he's averaging 34.5 over the last 4 games against Melbourne.
30 and 7 tackles for those wondering what I just said. Yep.
There you go. So for 30 plus, you get $2.60. And then if you want to go the bit more extreme bet, you get 35 plus for $6.50.
Oh, that is
So there's some juicy.
well done. Statmate have really taken the sieve to the Gather Round. They've found us Isaac Heaney for 2 or more. So in that clash we're looking at this season, he's kicked 2 against the Blues, 2 against the Lions, and then 4 against the West Coast Eagles. His last Gather Round, 2 against Richmond, 2 against the West Coast Eagles, and 2 against Collingwood. So 2 is the magic number.
The sexiest man in football. He just does what he likes, Isaac Heaney. And when he has a shot on goal, he doesn't miss.
What
I
about
love
the
him.
mark?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, outstanding.
Yeah, it was outstanding. But then they showed a replay of the one he did on my good mate Jack Buckley, and that hanger. I don't think it gets played enough.
No.
He's done the somersault. It's
Mark of the year and goal of the year should go all the way through to grand final.
It should. Yeah.
unless you play for West Coast, they'd be flat.
No, but mark of the year.
Like these
come on.
teams, imagine you took Gary
Yeah,
Moorcroft
but
and
it's
you
still
didn't play.
It's still a game.
Although, to be honest, it should just hold on. Yeah, I agree. That was in a final.
Change your tune quickly.
I actually did.
Rubber
That's why
arm,
we're live here. You got to be quick.
What do you like in the Hawks and Bulldogs game, Tommy?
Leg of the week, Jai Newcomb, 25-1, I reckon. His last 2 games against the Dogs, he's had 35 and 27. More importantly, he's had 31, 26, and 29 over his last 3 at Gather Round. But for 25 plus, let's just stay there, $1.67. I think you can tack that on. I love looking at his snags, though. You know, I'm a goal kicking. I love me goals. I've even got a sausage sizzle on the PointsBet app under the ausmericanaces hub. Check out that. I'm doing a lot of research this week, and I'm going to target Adelaide boys. Brad Close is one of them. He's about $1.70, but just look for those little specials I got coming. But just the snags on Jai Newcomb. We know the Dogs don't have, they're without a few players. I don't know where Libba's at, where Richards is at. We know the ruckman, the big fella English is going to be out, so maybe some first service. But his last 5 games against the Dogs, 2-1-1-1-1. And in his last 3 gather rounds, he's 100% kicking a goal, and he's $2.30. So I'm going to look at Jai Newcomb there on the Saturday. Mm-hmm. And then when I get to Sunday, my man Toby Green, he's kicked, look at the last 3 games, 3 and 24, 5 and 17, and 5 and 17. That's his last 3 games in gather round. He pretty much averages 4 goals and 20 touches. I just think he'll be the one I'm looking at $3.25 for 3 snags, $6.50 for 4, and $15 for 5. The skipper needs to stand up in the Barossa, and with a few troops coming back, I don't know where he's playing, but let's hope he's playing forward.
There you go. Well, there's some real sauce there from our good friends at Statmate, who are your best mate when you're putting an SGM on over the weekend's footy. Hey, coming up next, we have to look forward to the Propeller Gather Round edition. Don't go anywhere.
Turn it up.
Got a leg in your same-game multi that's lacking heat? This AFL season, try out PointsBet's new Pull 'em feature, which lets you remove a leg from your multi before the start of the third quarter. With PointsBet, you can keep the fire alive in your same-game multis. Just pull them and adjust your bet before the start of the third quarter. See your account for personalised max stake limit. Only on PointsBet. Yeah, that's built different.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Welcome back to the Aces AFL show. Oh, the boys are up and about. What are we doing this weekend, lads? Like, when are you all arriving? Daisy, you're commentating Triple M. You've been on fire. What about actually Stevie J dropping his guts in the commentary box? Can I just quickly ask about that? So he's dropped, because what about the footage of him really squeezing at it? It looked like a dim sim or something dirty. Like he would have went down to the local fish and chip shop for Good Friday.
Before.
Oh, it just looked huge. So how long did it stink the box out?
Pretty much all day. You know when you sort of just live within the filth and you can't go anywhere, and you walk out at halftime, you come back in, it slaps you in the face again. No, he's had a 1-match ban, Stevie.
Apologetic or just no?
No, he was everything's content, but don't fart in the box. Don't fart in the bath and don't fart in the box. Two rules.
And when you're in the car, there's nothing better when you drop a silent one and you just wait for the old man or someone to go, oh, you're kidding, aren't you?
But no, so massive weekend of footy, some working to be done. But in between that, I'll be at the Cumby. I cannot wait. Cumby time. This is when Gather Round just really fires up. The Saturday 12:30 kickoff.
12:30 kickoff. And what we're forgetting, I'd imagine there's a lot of tradies rolling in, but we have some of the best Group 1 horse racing in Sydney as well. Yeah. We've got some great games of footy. We've got giveaways. As I said, free beers and free entry with some of the talent that's going to roll in throughout the day. There's more talent that's, with this kind of operation, they have a game to prepare. Some of them fly in and out, but we're going to get as many superstars through the doors as possible just to pop on stage and join us. It's going to be fun.
Jordan Dawson. We had
Isaac Cumming, Billy Brownlee. He even brought Purple with him.
He did.
Bradley
Clark.
Hill, Lockie Neal, Josh Dunkley. I mean, we had everyone that was Toby Green popped in. We called the race when his horse was running in the Sydney Cup come last. That was a bit of a Debbie Downer, but that's all right. We've got plenty of new talent rolling through.
Yeah, and what's our role on the day? We're just up on stage.
So our role is it's a live event, and the plan for the run sheet is still being built because we're trying to work out the timings. But essentially, we are starting at 12:30. And when everyone's there, get in early because whoever's there early, we're going to get this propeller on nice and early for that 1:15 start, which is going to have the Ds and the Dons. And that's going to be on the screen. So when that leg gets ticked, I'm going to be going for a goal kicker. But if you get your leg ticked, I mean, we'll be really close to hopefully winning at halftime. And if we need to pull a leg, we will. And then it'll just be, business as usual with all the talent rolling in. There'll be Chocks chat rolling around. We've got giveaways. Bernie's barrel.
So that was their or Billy's barrel. It might have been last year or whoever's barrel it bloody was.
Billy drank Bernie's barrel.
We went a little bit rogue and it was only meant to be one. I think by the end of the day I was just ticking off 4 for the good people there.
There's a lot of carry on.
Yes.
And the PointsBet boys, they're always happy to play with us as well. And the Statmate crew will be there. But it's going to be fun. And we want a real, a rowdy crowd. I mean, last year it was fantastic. We're going to have jersey giveaways, but really get involved and
it's free
and get there. As I said, if you can't get a table, just roll in because I had a few people ask me the old frequently asked questions. They can't book a table. That's fine. At a pub, get a beer, roll in out the back. The courtyard's massive, and just immerse yourself in what's going to be a really fun afternoon. So that's the Cumby boys,
Mate,
and I can't wait.
You've talked it up. Again, I haven't been there yet, but I cannot wait. I'm going to lose sleep over the next few nights.
Yeah, or if any of the wives are watching, it's not that fun. Like it's work. It's purely work. We don't have any fun.
Yeah, it's shocking, isn't it?
Yeah, what'd you tell?
Business attire. I've packed all my suits and my ties. Got to take the laptop. It's fucked.
Thursday night footy. No.
Let's get to Thursday
we
night.
need to get busy. We need an SGM. We need to hit because we've been
I've got
horrible.
2 for you ready to go.
I'm going to go just in case you got one. I got Riley Thilthorpe.
4+.
4+.
I reckon put that to 6.
Oh,
I'll tell you why.
well, 235. It's pretty good value.
Okay, I like it. I'll tell you what I've got. Isaac Rankin for 3. He is paying. Is that what you got?
Yes.
Mate, can you believe the odds we're getting? He's playing forward. He'll kick. I actually think we should take both for 4 and pull one of them because so I think we should go Thilthorpe 5 and Rankin for 4. And whoever's closer at halftime, pull the other one because it just gives you so much juice. I honestly think this is bell to ass time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is bell to ass been said today?
I haven't heard it.
The only reason I'm saying is I think it's the easiest game on the calendar for an SGM.
What? Okay.
The ball's living down there.
So that's 2.
Yeah.
Now, have you guys got any other ones?
Yeah,
that you
Newman.
want to
I got Newman for 22. Oh, Daisy's on the same page. This is good signs.
Kicking in from fullback. Old Desert.
I've got another one.
I took him for 22. It's $2. I thought we'll play it safe just in case they're somewhat competitive.
So Jagger Smith started the year on fire.
Yeah.
His line, or you had $1.87 for 24.5.
I'm just not interested in Carlton players that aren't in the back line.
Yeah.
I'm going backline Carlton players that are really good. So Newman, tick. And then I got forward line players. And I think Rankin's due for a monster. Thilthorpe has no weedering. So locking in Newman for 22 possessions.
Yep.
We expect the ball down there will kick in. Take Thilthorpe for 4.
Yep.
Isaac Rankin for 2 or 3. Let's go 2. Let's get a win. And then I've gone to Statmate, and Paddy Cripps has something of a love affair with Adelaide Oval. He's kicked 9 goals in his last 5, but at $3.10, I just think we keep our eyes on him at halftime. If he hasn't kicked one, we pull it. But if he kicks one, we're away.
That's good value.
Let's take that. There you go. There's our Thursday night hotline.
And thanks to Statmate.
I'm sure you're cooking that over there. That's a nice multi to get us going. All right, boys. Well, that's our hotline segment there. Daisy, we're going to be at the Southern Gate.
Yes.
We're going to be joining everyone near the bridge. I'll be dressed up like the big fog. And we can't wait to see all the fans. I'm predicting, as I said, I won't say it because I've repeated myself a lot, but it's going to be ugly for Carlton fans. But who knows with football?
Belt to chest.
Belt to bottom. Belt to bottom.
To chest.
Now it's time for our favourite segment.
Here we go.
We've obviously had the great man join us this week from Morwell Hangers. Let's hopefully we get someone else in here. I can see Park Orchards Sharks are joining us on the Propeller, so congratulations to you guys. And let's give this thing a spin shortly after you give me your selections.
You pause well because you've been starting us off and that worked for 1 week, but we're now just a shift in the matrix. Shannon Neal to kick 3 or more is $2.
Oh, boys. I'm going for Shagger Neal, not Jezza Cameron. Shagger Neal. Didn't he look good last week in Easter Monday?
And I think Jinby goes to Jezza as he's done, so Neal will just be the spare man deep inside 50. Oh, let's go, Shannon.
Jeez, we're on the same wavelengths because I'm going the same game, Geelong v West Coast, but I'm going to defender Tommy Stewart. You get 22.5, sorry, you get $1.87.
Ooh.
It's just a small ground, Norwood. The ball's going to be transferred a lot. He's going to be directing from back there. I reckon he's going to clear that and some.
Oh, I love it. Well, I'm going to break our rule. I just thought,
you can't. The
well,
first game.
Me.
Well, we're shooting this podcast earlier this week, so therefore it's a bit of me, Tom, and I'm willing to put me money where my mouth is. But
You're not like that.
I just think Isaac Rankin explodes, and at $1.80 for 2 goals, I just want to keep it simple. I reckon we could be done at quarter time.
I love it.
Unless there's a matchup that I'm missing.
I'll back you in
This
here.
is your show.
This is a
He is
conference.
happy for this. We'll be on the bridge. I'll be celebrating. I can relax all weekend and cheer on your legs.
Or worst case, we dish out a live punishment at the Cumby.
The Cumby.
Yeah. All right.
You willing for that?
Why is that ranking
There's a
2
bit of heat
goals?
that comes with it, though. You got to take
Yeah,
the heat.
nah, good. Back yourself in. This is as confident as I've seen you. Usually you throw out I was
He's
going to
also
do
got
it.
a little Ricks collab on the Friday.
Oh,
so,
there you go.
he's going to be rolling around the Ricksies. I need him kick
Who's
him
on
on
there?
too.
Tommy, who's on there?
We've got the Park Orchard Sharks that are joining us.
There they are.
But there's plenty of other teams well. So let's give it a
Give it a
spin. And let's get some local football clubs some more cash so they can walk out like our man hangers. Here we go, Wal. 3, 2, 1. Here it is, the Propeller. Big Wal with the big arms is giving it a spin. Daisy, who's it going to be this week? It's going to be the...
They're on the board.
Oh!
Straight on, straight in.
Park Orchard Sharks.
Oh,
Wal's giving it a spin there. I think that happened last year, maybe once or twice. That's incredible.
there you
So
go. There you
first
go.
in and first on. Well done.
Jeez,
Let's
stiff
give
to the rest of the clubs.
That is stiff. Well, there you go. The Profit Propeller. I've broken the rules. You boys are going to the Geelong game, which we think should be a blowout. This should be fun. Can't wait to see who the Sharks select. Daisy, as we round out, you got the Masters hat on. Give us a quick tip. Come on.
Massive weekend of everything. The Masters Hub in that PointsBet app. John Rahm's at $11.50 and also Matt Fitzpatrick, $23. Oh, a bit of hot sauce there for the batters.
Oh, we love Masters and we love Gather Round and we love hot sauce. Do you got anything for us, Wal?
I've got one tip.
Oh, yes.
Hideki Matsuyama.
yeah.
You won it back in 2021. Absolute star. So he's $23 on PointsBet.
Nice.
So I'm going to be tuning in and
I'm
watching
looking
him.
around that area as well. Minwoo Lee, he's a Freo fan, and I think he's our best chance as an Aussie at bet 31s.
Okay.
And then Tommy Fleetwood, just because he's got a good name. So I'll back him in as well.
Fleetwood.
The big Fleet.
1-0.
Anyway, thanks to everyone that tuned in. Big show. See you at the Cumby, and make sure you subscribe to the pod if you haven't. See you there.